Hi guys! Today we're going to be going through all of my pickups from Arkansas, from Retro Rigs to Goodwill. Let's dive in! I went to 2 Goodwills while I was in Arkansas. I didn't really find a lot like I do my local one. Even then sometimes I don't find things, but you never know. So I had to take a chance, so I went in. I did manage to find a couple things for my collection. And the first off, to start, we have Tears of the Kingdom art print. Now this was exclusive to Best Buy from what I understand. I ordered mine from GameStop, so I got the wooden plaque and then of course the wristband. So for $1.99, I'm picking this up for my collection. Now, I don't collect Pokemon cards anymore. I still have mine from the 90s, early 2000s from my childhood, so I don't really pick up new gen stuff or anything after that. But seeing this, I had to take a chance on it for $5. Who wouldn't? You never know what's gonna be in there. It was still at the top whenever I got it. I did show a clip of it in one of my videos because it was at the front. So I actually went through this and actually had someone else go through it because I don't really know a lot about Pokemon cards anymore. Even the ones I still have from whenever I was a kid, I don't know what they're worth. So this bag actually values around $85, which is pretty awesome for a $5 score. Savers. This is the first time I've ever been into Savers. I've seen so many people pick up so many awesome things from that wall of electronics that are bagged. I did see a few things. I saw Wiimote, I saw the Wii Motion Plus attachment, but nothing really noteworthy for me to pick up personally for my collection. But I am a big collector of VHS, and so I did see so many VHS, more than I see in Goodwill normally, so I had to pick up what I wanted for my collection. I do still collect some things for VHS, it just depends, mainly horror titles or Disney, but some off the wall things too. Now to start off with, we have Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban. I'm a huge Harry Potter fan. I have all of them on DVD, but not really a lot on VHS, so I had to pick this up for 99 cents. Now, I'm a huge Stephen King fan, and one of my favorite movies that was an adaptation from one of Stephen King's stories books was Storm of the Century. I love this movie. I actually have this on DVD. I don't have a lot of VHS with Stephen King movies. Some of them are pretty expensive, but this one for 99 cents, I'm picking this up. And last but not least, of course, is D3, The Mighty Ducks. I was a big fan of The Mighty Ducks whenever I was a kid. I remember watching these movies, and I have D2, so I had to pick up D3. New vintage stock just opened up recently in the Central Mall in Fort Smith, so of course, you know me, I had to check it out. And I picked up a couple of things. First off, I picked up Hellsing Ultimate. And then for my Wii U collection, if you didn't know, I am going for a complete Wii U set. So I do pick up stuff here and there. And I didn't have this one. I've actually never played this title in the Resident Evil series, and that's Resident Evil Revelations for the Wii U. I'll check this out one day. I've heard it's pretty good. Next up on my game hunting journey was Game Exchange. Anytime I'm in Arkansas, I have to go because I don't have any near me. And of course, I picked up games for my collection. First off, I have Galarians. I have been looking for this everywhere, but I've only seen it for over $100, and for $80, I had to jump on this. Now, the only caveat to this one is that it does not come with the manual, but for $80, I'm picking it up. And the last thing that I picked up from Game Exchange was an Atari 2600 game in the box. I don't ever see that, so I had to pick this up. It's one of my favorite Atari 2600 games of all time, and I didn't have it, and that would be Warlords. My most epic stop on my entire trip for Arkansas for game hunting was Retro Rigs Game Point, and I picked up a lot, if you can't tell. This was the stop that I picked up the most from, and I knew I was going in, and let me tell you, I picked up some hell of a great stuff. And to start off with, we have something I've never actually seen before. This is the memory card 2 times. I've never seen this kind of memory card before, and for $10 I had to pick it up. So let's open it up and take a look. There's what it looks like. That is a beefy ass memory card for the PlayStation 1. And then of course it also comes with the inserts too, which is pretty sick. You normally don't see that with these kind of things, so I had to get that for $10. Now, I have been looking for this game everywhere, and I finally got it, and I was so excited to see it, and for $10 I picked up Winnie the Pooh Preschool. I love collecting the Disney games, and I have almost all of them, and this is one that's been eluding me for the longest time, and for $10, I could not say no, and the condition is phenomenal, and Rick actually signed this for me. Thanks again, Rick. And then the next game that I picked up, which I didn't have, you know, surprisingly, was Miss Pac-Man Maze Madness. And this, look at that copy, look at that mintiness. And then I picked up Slam Scope for PlayStation 1. I have no idea what the hell this game is. And then I already owned the first one, so I had to pick this up whenever I, saw it, and this is Roll Cage 2. Now, I don't know anything about the Roll Cage games, and I've never seen this one in stores before. Mainly whenever I went game hunting this time, I tried to find stuff I normally don't see. That's what my objective was. And a lot of these I don't normally see whenever I go retro game hunting, in the stores I go to locally. So I picked up a lot of good stuff. Now, the next things that you're going to see are for PS2. And this is Drakengard 2. Now, I've seen the first one for sale, but the second one I have never seen in a retro store. And I think I paid about 70 bucks, I jumped on this deal. Now, it does not come with the manual, but this is a minty copy of Drakengard 2, and I've never played the Drakengard games. I've played, of course, Nier Automata, and this is tied with that storyline, so I'll definitely be checking this out at some point. Oh, whoops. I actually forgot I had another PlayStation 1 game. This is the only long box that I picked up on my trip, and that would actually be Cyber Sled. When I first thought it was Cyber Seed, I'm like, wait a minute, that's Cyber Sled. And I don't have a lot of long box games, and I'm trying to get more of them because there's about 104 long box games for the PlayStation 1. And I don't have nearly that many, so I still have a lot of work to do on my long box collection. And there's different types of long boxes. There's ridge, there's plastic, there's also flat. So there's a lot of variants out there as far as long boxes go. And of course, this one's plastic. If you notice, it actually takes, it looks it looks a lot like the Sega Saturn cases. And of course, there's the manual and the disc. And now, a lot of the time, whenever it comes to long boxes, it's really hard to find the foam insert, so I never expect to see it whenever, I find one, but if I do, it's always a bonus. And the last one that I picked up. Now, I went to Retro Rick's store twice. Once I picked up all these, and the second time I only picked up one game. And I saw it the first time, I'm like, well, I don't know, because I originally wanted to get Origins, and they didn't have Origins, which is fine. I'm still looking for it. That's one I have not played before, and I want to play that in the Silent Hill set. And I saw this, I'm like, I need to add that to my collection, but I don't know. It is a lot of cash, and I sat on it for a few days, and I'm like, I'm going to get it. I haven't came out with a banger, so I'm going to do it. I'm going to drop the cash for it, because why the hell not? And I've never played the PS2 version. I've only played the Wii version, so I wanted to see what the differences are between the two. And I picked up Shattered Memories for the PlayStation 2. This is apparently the most expensive Silent Hill game that you can own, and it is one of the rarest ones. I can tell you, I have never seen this in any retro stores around my area at all. I've seen Silent Hill 2, 3, The Room, and I've never seen this one. So I picked this up for $350, which is a hell of a deal, and it is mint. Look at this. The manual, the disc, it is a minty copy, and I am so glad that I picked it up, and especially at Retro Rick's Game Point. I love supporting, retro game stores whenever I can. I'm so happy I was able to help Rick out and support his store with this purchase. So that is my adventures for Arkansas with game hunting. I hope you enjoyed the video, and game on!